Three-step drop. You're gonna start in a sumo squat. Arms gonna go down when you go down, weight on the heels. You're gonna stand up, narrow your feet, jump squat up, land down, and then jump squat forward. Okay? Sumo, jump squat up, broad jump forward, land in a squat. Okay? Sumo, jump squat, broad jump forward. Sumo squat, narrow your feet, jump squat up, broad jump forward. Sumo, jump squat, broad jump. Three-step drop. Side gorilla shuttles. So we have 3 cones here. We're going to use either 6 or more cones about 5 or more feet apart. We're going to start from our home cone and go ascending order to each cone. Starting a gorilla position, feet about shoulder width, hands in the middle. You're going to reach the side, opening up the knees, reach over. When you return, your knee's going to point the opposite direction. Go here. I'm going to go descending, so I'm going to go all the way to the end and go back to the first cone. And then here, going back to the second cone, here, and then returning back home. Okay, if I had 6 more cones or 4 more cones, I would go to each order descending, starting off in the 6th cone, going back, and then the cone closer each one.
Okay, so now we are getting into sit-throughs. So this is a little bit more of an advanced movement, but I'll give you 2 different options to choose from. Okay, so we're gonna go with the first one so we can get used to rotating our hips. So here, again, into our bear crawl position. Okay, very standard positioning. Here with our bear crawl, first thing so we can get used to it is I want you to turn your knees, unlocking the elbows here. I want you to turn your knees into your elbows, turn your hips and knees opposite elbows so we get used to rotating the hips. Okay, when we get this down and we can actually turn our hips and rotate, we're not throwing the knees, we're rotating the hips. The hips have to come under us, okay? After we get used to that positioning and that movement, then we can move on to the advanced sit-through, the full sit-through. So our sit-through here, we're going to support our supporting arm, right leg, that same leg, we're gonna push through with our hip. So hip comes all the way to our wrist, okay? Knee comes forward, not out to the side. All right, so we don't want there to be a gap here. So supporting arm here, knee comes forward, right back to crawl position. Now we're gonna go opposite side. So now my supporting arm is my left side, sitting through, knee comes forward, 90 degree here. You do not need to kick the foot out. Don't worry about that first, okay? Then all the way back to crawl position, turn, turn. As we turn, one major thing, make sure you're not over rotating on the shoulder, meaning we're coming up here. I don't want you to do that. A lot of stress on the shoulder. So here, turn, sit through, right back to our bear crawl position, turn, sit through. Okay, and that's our sit-throughs.
Split jumps, okay? You're gonna jump into a lunge, cushion that landing, explode up. You can use your arms to swing you up and down. Explode, nice and wide. Make sure you're not too narrow, knees not going past your toes. Split jumps.
Okay, I'm going to do a single sit-through pulse with the ladder. So I want one hand on each side of that first ladder. Okay, I'm going to pulse, jumping into it, swinging that knee forward. Okay, stepping over, pulse, swing that leg through, stepping over. Okay, a more modified version is going to be dipping into that pulse, knee to elbow, step over. Knee to elbow, step over. Okay, and on the way back, pulse, sit through. Pulse, sit through. Okay, so I'm going to do forward gorilla shuttles. I have about 3 cones here right now, but typically you want at least 6. Okay, so how shuttles work is I'm going to start over here at this first one. Into my squat position. Okay, my hands are going to come forward, feet to the outside of my hands. Hands come out, feet to the outside of my hands, okay? Once I get to this first cone, I'm going to turn around, go back to my beginning. Okay, then to that next cone. So you're going to continue to go to each cone, then back home in ascending order until you finish all 6 of those cones, okay? So if I had another cone here, I would then go to that next cone and back again, okay? All the way until your cones are complete. That is forward gorilla shuttle.